Hello everyone! So today's video will be dedicated to the collaboration I have made with Gaahleri to test out some of their products. Last week I have tested the Mobius TG 0.5mm airbrush. Very nice, fantastic airbrush. You can see the full video into the separate video which I have uploaded. I will leave a link to that video in this video's description below. And today's video will be dedicated to the paints that they have sent me. The paints coming from the Kaleido Colorworks range. I have been hearing and reading some very positive feedback about these particular colors, and I'm looking very forward to try the Kaleido myself. So what do we have over here? Beginning from these boxes. So we have, all of these are 60 milliliter, and we have the white primer, gloss varnish, gloss clear, together with the matte varnish. This is the color which I have requested myself, that is sky blue, because I have seen pictures of this particular color and I saw it very, very close to the color I have in mind for my current project, the Mazda RX-7. So I have requested this, and they also sent it together with the package. There we go. Sky blue gloss finish. Very nice. Thank you very much. And over here, what do we have? We have a 24 auto colors set, neatly packed inside this box. Over here we have a preview of all the colors that are included. Quite a nice range. I'm looking very forward to try them out. And included in the box we can also find a thinner together with a cleaner, both of them being 60 milliliter. Okay, so this one, we'll go ahead and test it out. Let's see the bottles of these. So there we go. Quite a nice, great bottle, plastic, all right. Formation, shake well, okay. And this is directly dedicated to be airbrushed. So we'll just pop that open, and I think I have seen, yes, and we have the foil that we need to remove, and off we go to begin airbrushing. So that's the primer. I'm guessing the other two are the same, so let's move them to the side, because this is the most thing that I am excited about. Looks very interesting. On the other side, we can see some information. More information on this side. And even more writing on the other side. Okay, let's go. The first thing that greets us is a manual color chart, where high-performance water-based acrylic. I honestly haven't been a fan of acrylic paints. I very rarely use any acrylic paints into my works, my projects. So I'm looking forward for Kaleido to change my mentality of using just thinner-based paints. We have some tables, some colors from other ranges. So we have the primary colors, mecha colors, auto colors. These are all packages that can be bought as like the one I have shown. And also there are the metal colors, primers, varnishes, and even more information about these paints. Very nice, very good reference, so that you will know exactly what paints they offer. And over here, all right. And on the side we have this foam, this piece of foam, together with the others that I have mentioned. So we have the cleaner, obviously to clean the airbrush after using the Kaleido, together with an acrylic medium thinner, so that if we feel the need to add a little bit more thinner, that is included right away. Now, speaking of the colors, I can see a very nice range over here, as we have seen also on the box. 24 different colors. Oops. So as we can see, some of them are pearl. This is also pearl, metallic. I can see, for example, gloss. So you have written over here the type of finish that that particular color will result. And one other thing that I can notice is, for example, it needs a good stir, okay, because the flakes are at the bottom. However, I can notice, for example, this is a metallic racing red, and you can see the metallic flakes at the bottom, and I can notice that the flakes, they are very small, which makes it ideal. Speaking for my hobby, 1:24 scale cars, and the type of metallic, the type of flakes, they look quite ideal for 1:24 scale car body. So now what I will do is I will give them a good stir and head over to the paint booth to start seeing and airbrushing some of these colors. Alright, so here we are inside the spray booth. I have bought a packet of teaspoons so that I could test the paints onto them. So the only thing that remains is begin testing. I shall be using the Gaahleri Mobius TG, which, as I've said, I tested into last week's video. And obviously the first one that I shall begin with is the acrylic primer. I have already removed the silver metallic piece from the top, already shaken it well. However, give it a little bit more, and let's go. Switch on the compressor, and we are good to go. Let's begin. One thing I can already immediately notice, as I've said, I have been working with thinner-based paints for my life. For as long as I can remember, I rarely use acrylic base, and I have sprayed this teaspoon without switching on the spray booth, so there's no circulation of air inside the spray booth, and I am not wearing a mask, and I can literally smell nothing. As a big difference from the traditional thinner based paints I am used to. So this was airbrushed with the primer, the white primer. Right now it is gloss. However, I'll give it time because usually primers turn to matte. Very nice. Very, very nice and smooth finish. And as you could see, no preparation at all, just I took out the spoon. Very nice. Now I shall continue airbrushing onto more spoons, the primer, so that the paints will be airbrushed onto the primer and not directly onto a transparent spoon. So the white primer has been airbrushed on around 30 different spoons. This is just a sample, ready to begin testing the colors. And so the first thing, I shall use the cleaner. It was great finding it included with the set. So the first color I will begin with is Modena Yellow. I obviously am not going to film all the colors because this video would be 2 hours long. However, I shall be doing it in the background and then show you on the spoons exactly how the color looks. So that is some drops of Modena Yellow. And the outcome of this color is gloss. So let's go. There we go. right now. This is a very, very nice bright yellow gloss. We'll see how much of that gloss will keep on the surface once it is fully dry. Okay, so I will continue to apply all the other colors, cleaning in between, as I've said, and talk to you once again once all the colors are applied. Okay, so now all the teaspoons have been airbrushed, all the colors have been laid down onto the teaspoons. These are the ones for the metallic and pearl colors, and these have been drying for 24 hours. Did I have to leave them for 24 hours? Not necessarily. However, I didn't find the free time necessary to keep doing the test in one whole go. As you can assume, these airbrushing onto the spoons took a lot of time to clean the airbrush, and so I had to stop, and now it is almost 24 hours later that I am returning to the spoons fully dry. Regarding drying time, let's refer to the brochure by Kaleido directly, where they quote this paragraph regarding the drying time: touch dry in 5 to 20 minutes, 24 hours for basic curing, and maximum film strength is reached after 1 week. So that tells you the approximate drying time, obviously depending on the conditions, on the weather, temperature, humidity conditions. So those are the metallics, and obviously, as you can see, they have dried fully matte, as expected. Metallics and pearl colors require clear coating. There you go. So that will be the next job. And so these will be coated with the gloss varnish. And I shall also test out the matte varnish, matte clear, and that will be tested out onto these two spoons. So this is a gloss orange. I have sprayed two identical spoons with gloss orange, and now one of them will be coated with matte clear. And then at the end, I will compare both spoons to notice the difference that was caused by the matte clear. Speaking of the clears, so here they are, the ones that were shown earlier, matte varnish and varnish gloss. And for this test, to be 100% sure that they do not affect one another due to poor cleaning from my side, I shall be using two different airbrushes. Okay, so I will be using the Iwata Revolution for the matte varnish and the Gaahleri Mobius for the gloss varnish. So here we go. All the spoons have been coated, prepared together with their respective bottle where the paint came from. Okay, the metallics and the pearls, they were clear coated, as we have seen. And we have also tested the matte clear over there on the orange. And what I shall do now is take a closer look quickly of each color so that you can see the true color of each of these bottles. As I've said, this is the 24 auto color set from Kaleido. Only this one, this blue, is not part of the set. That this was ordered separately. However, all of the colors are part of the Kaleido set. Now, I'm going to zoom in and start showing you the colors one by one. So, that is all from me. Let's go to a final conclusion. I really hope you find this video helpful and useful, especially if you are considering trying the Kaleido paints. I have gone from airbrushing to testing to show you a close-up of how the color actually looks. And I must say, as a final conclusion, that I really like the Kaleido colors. They have exceeded my expectations, and I want to go quickly through some things, okay, to be clear about the procedures that I did. So this is a close-up of the primer, a very smooth white matte finish. The spoon wasn't prepared before, I just airbrushed directly onto it. No sanding was done after the airbrushing. Look at that smooth surface. Now, gloss paints. So what I did is I have airbrushed the color until it was fully covered, and then the next day morning, around 12 hours later, I noticed that the shine wasn't very bright, as I can say, and then so what I did is I airbrushed another wet coat, just one wet coat, onto the spoon. And now, as you can see, the shine is very good. Obviously, you don't have to wait for 12 hours, you can just leave it to dry for a couple of minutes and then reapply a wet coat so that you will bring out the shine same as I did. I didn't do it right away because I didn't have enough free time, because I would have done it just at that time. Let's bring another color, this nice greenish color also, and you can appreciate the shine that comes right out of the gloss paints. It is not a shine that is like deep as when you clear coat. However, it is a very decent shine, as can be seen right there. This is not polished or anything, so with some polishing this could even improve even more. However, straight out of the airbrush you can see and appreciate the shine that the gloss colors come out of. And then finally we have the metallics and pearls. These were clear coated using the same 1K clear from Kaleido. Very nice result, very nice shine, as can be seen right there. I must say that it is one of the best 1K clears gloss that I have used. So these were airbrushed around 48 hours ago now. And look at that shine, which is very nice for a 1K clear. And to finish with, I also have to mention the matte varnish. These two spoons were airbrushed with the same gloss orange, and then once it was fully dry, this one was airbrushed with matte clear. And you can see the difference, what a huge difference the matte clear makes. Once again, I must say that it is one of the best 1K clears I have seen. Also, you can appreciate the smoothness of the paint. That is, once again, straight out of the airbrush. Right there. So now I think I have covered everything. If you have any further questions, feel free to leave them down into the comment section of this video. I will do my best to answer you. And as a final conclusion, I really like these paints. I had very little hope when they mentioned acrylic. However, they have changed my mentality completely, because as you could see, first of all, they have great coverage with fewer coats. That's something that I could really appreciate. And also the smooth finish. And finally, the most thing that I appreciated is the no smell. All the spoons, all the tests that I did were done without any mask, because I was so happy airbrushing without inhaling thinner fumes. That's something that I haven't experienced for a long time now. And Gaahleri suggests that you still wear a mask, so from the next job I shall be wearing a mask. However, I was too happy airbrushing and not smelling anything that I had to do it without a mask for my first time. So I was very, very happy airbrushing comfortably without filling the room with thinner. I think that is all from me. I thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions, feel free, as I've said, to leave them down below. And subscribe if you haven't already. And don't forget that I have my own personal link and code to the Gaahleri website. I will leave that into this video's description below so that you can visit my personal link, and then you can enter my code Carl Scale Modeling and benefit from 10% off your purchase directly from the Gaahleri Kaleido website. Thank you once again, and I will see you into my next video.